Hi everyone, I'm Chief Meteorologist Keith Monahan.
And I'm Fox 16 Chief Meteorologist Jeff Baskin. We are doing a live stream here just to give you a little bit of an update on what's going on with our weather situation as we go into the evening hours. A strong to severe line of thunderstorms is getting closer to Arkansas tonight. Hasn't reached the state yet, but it is getting closer. Numerous severe thunderstorms over parts of northeast Oklahoma, getting closer to Arkansas right now. You can see a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings and even 3 tornado warnings associated with that line, Keith.
All right, yes, and as of right now, folks, no severe weather warnings are in effect for Arkansas. That is likely to change as we head toward about 7, 8 o'clock tonight. We're going to take a look in just a few moments at the forecast radar. But for right now, a tornado watch is in effect for northwest Arkansas. That's until 11 o'clock. That's the yellow shaded area. Now for the salmon colored or pink colored area in parts of Missouri back into Oklahoma, those are severe thunderstorm watches. Now as this line progresses southeastward and rapidly intensifies, we very well do expect for additional watches to be issued for the rest of Arkansas through the course of the overnight hours. Now Jeff, as we take a look at the forecast for the line movement, this is one of our forecast models, the HRRR, which seems to be lining up pretty well with what's really going on right now, at least timing-wise and intensity-wise.
Yeah, that model actually takes into account current radar information and integrates that into a short-term forecast. So it gives you a pretty good idea of what's going to happen over the next few hours. And right now, that's showing that line getting into northwest Arkansas just before 8 p.m., say between 7:30, 8 o'clock, and then accelerating into central Arkansas as we get towards a little bit later on during the evening hours. Notice by 9, 10 o'clock, reaching the Russellville area. And as we get towards, say, 11 p.m., getting through central Arkansas, including the Little Rock metro area, and then quickly moving east and southeast by the time we get after midnight. Now, the storms are likely to hold their intensity pretty well as we go through the late evening hours, but after about midnight, those storms will start to weaken a little bit faster as we start to lose some of that daytime heating. But what we're going to be concerned about as these storms move into the state are these what we call these Boeing segments, where you have this area of storms that actually go a little bit faster than the rest of the line, and that a lot of times indicates the potential for strong winds, and we're likely to see some of that situation as we go through the evening hours. And that's why we're concerned about this line of storms. It's not going to be necessarily just a regular line of thunderstorms, some heavy rain, a wind gust, and that's it. We may be looking at some strong, possibly even damaging wind gusts, some wind gusts possibly 60 to 70 miles per hour, and we already have had some pretty strong wind gusts across parts of Oklahoma associated with that line of storms. And there's also been several tornado warnings. However, the tornado threat overall is going to decrease somewhat as we go through later on during the evening hours. And the reason for that is when the storms start organizing into more of a line, you get a little bit less of a tornado threat. We don't have any of those individual cells popping up ahead of the main line that would pose a greater tornado threat. But
that's actually very important, Jeff. You know, a lot of times we get these situations where these supercells, these individual thunderstorms, develop ahead of the main line. Those are the ones that are usually associated with the most destructive tornadoes. In this case, we're not seeing that. We're not expecting that. However, having said that, we oftentimes find that with some of these Boeing segments that we get what they call the bookend vortices that develop on the northeast or northern part of that Boeing segment. That could have brief spin-ups, a lot like we had late last week.
Yeah, and a lot of times those tornadoes don't last very long, and they're sometimes very difficult to warn for too, because they might only show up on one scan of the radar, and then by the time a warning comes out, it's already gone. And oftentimes they're not necessarily that much stronger than the surrounding straight line winds. So it's really important to not just focus on those little areas of rotation, but the whole line of storms, especially those Boeing segments where you can get those strong damaging winds. And you know, since Keith and I were talking about this earlier, you have all the leaves on the trees, the ground is rather wet. It would be very easy to get trees to uproot or to get tree damage and to fall on power lines. So we could be looking at some power outages later on tonight. And so it's just a good idea. Just be prepared for the power to go out. Keep your phones charged, keep your devices charged. Make sure that you have some access to maybe a flashlight or two, and make sure that you have some working batteries just in case you wind up losing power.
Exactly. State weather aware through the evening hours. We're watching it as well as the rest of the Arkansas storm team. Once again, tornado watch for far northwest Arkansas until 11 p.m. You saw the loop a few times of the forecast radar. You kind of have an idea of when it's going to come near your location. So just stay weather ready, weather aware. And as of right now, Jeff, no severe weather warnings are out for Arkansas. That is going to change after about 8 o'clock tonight. And of course, we'll have the very latest. If life-threatening weather does happen or occur, we will break in on both Fox 16 and KARK. And also, you can get the very latest on KARK 4 News. Well, I'll go in order. Fox 16 News at 9 and KARK 4 News at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, and keep in mind that if you do wind up losing power, we will be streaming online, so you can watch us on fox16.com as well as KARK.com, and also on Facebook Live on the respective Facebook sites. So even if you do lose power and you can't watch us on TV, you can still watch us online.
Get us all 3 ways. All right, you folks enjoy the next few hours, but be ready for the potential for severe weather after about 8 or 9 o'clock northwest, and of course later on in the evening across central and eastern Arkansas. We'll of course provide you with updates as they become available. We'll see you later.